I am torn, y'all. Can we put the genie back in the bottle? I enjoy picking games for fun, participating in March Madness, all of that. But the legalization of sports gambling, it was sold to us as a way to bring in underground activity into light, to regulate it, tax it, make it safer. Instead, we've unleashed a crisis that grows worse by the month. As someone who gives out these picks every week, I'm not anti-gambling, but I am anti-disaster. And that's exactly what we're witnessing. For decades, sports betting existed in the shadows, and yes, there were scandals. The 1919 Black Sox, Pete Rose's lifetime ban, Tim Donaghy's referee scheme. Those were seismic events precisely because they were rare, shocking breaches of integrity that rocked the sports world. They were cautionary tales that kept most players and coaches and officials away from the gambling precipice. But now it's a monthly occurrence. New allegations, fresh arrests, more suspensions. The trickle has become a flood. Baseball had the Shohei Ohtani interpreter scandal, a staggering case involving, obviously, one of the sport's biggest stars, and millions in alleged illegal gambling debts. Football, Calvin Ridley suspended for an entire season for betting on NFL games, and he wasn't even playing at the time. The NBA has racked up so many gambling-related violations, we've lost count. Players making millions of dollars, coaches have generational wealth, and they're still rolling the dice on their careers. This isn't just about a few bad apples. This is about an industry that has made gambling unavoidable, accessible, and socially acceptable in ways that make addiction almost inevitable. We've normalized something that should carry a stigma for those within the game. And perhaps most troubling, we're now letting college athletes bet on professional sports. Now let's think about that logic for a moment. We're telling 18, 19, 20-year-olds, many of whom will go on maybe to play professionally, that gambling is fine as long as it's not in their own sport. And then what? They'll just stop cold turkey when they turn pro? That's not how addiction works. That's not how human behavior works. These aren't desperate people betting to keep the lights on. No. These are millionaires or potential millionaires, players and coaches with financial security most Americans can only dream about. So what's driving them? Either crippling addiction or insatiable greed. Neither is a good answer. And both are symptoms of a system we know is broken. And I'm part of the problem. Maybe I throw $1 on a parlay for NFL Sundays. I give you my gut check picks. I don't even do it every weekend where I put money down. I just want to see how good I can get at guessing. I don't have a problem, but somebody out there does. They just might. Every person. They might not be treating it like harmless entertainment. Somebody's life might be destroyed. Someone losing their rent money. Someone lying to their spouse. Someone unable to watch a game without checking their phone every 2 minutes. The system doesn't distinguish between us, though. It's designed to hook the vulnerable while hiding behind people like me as proof that it's all just innocent fun. The pre-legalization era wasn't perfect, but the guardrails worked. The fear of becoming the next Pete Rose kept most people honest. Now we've removed those guardrails and acted surprised when cars start going off the cliff. The question isn't whether this will get better, because it won't. The question is, do we have the courage to admit that maybe this experiment has failed? Do we have the will to put the genie back in the bottle? Now, I know it won't be easy. It won't be easy. It may not be able to be done. There's too much money involved. Too many state budgets now dependent on gambling revenue. Too many powerful interests in the status quo. We're hearing about the mafia again. But the integrity of sports, the very thing that makes them worth watching and betting on, is eroding before our eyes. We can't go back to 2018, but we can stop making it worse. We can recriminalize sports betting, or at the very least, dramatically restrict it. We can acknowledge that some genies shouldn't be let out of the bottle in the first place. Because right now, the house always wins and sports always loses.